everyone, I'm Trainer Isabel and welcome back to Young Engineers. This is Lesson 7 of Play Machines Season 2, where we learn about science, technology, engineering and mathematics in a cool, fun and exciting manner. Now before we begin class, let's congratulate our friends for winning the Best Model Award of last lesson. Great job, guys! Now before we move on to today's lesson, let's recap on what we have learned last lesson. Now in the last lesson, we covered a model called teacup ride, and we challenged you to point out to us how many output gears are there in the teacup ride. Now let's recap even further. In lesson 3, we learned about the skeletal system. We learned about the importance of joints. And we learned about how scientists and mechanics took inspiration from our human body to come up with a theory called the kinematic chain. So, what is the kinematic chain? Can anybody tell me the definition? Well, the definition of a kinematic chain is this. A kinematic chain is a group of rigid body segments that are connected together by joints to operate as a system. Now, let's move on to today's lesson. In today's lesson, we'll be learning about oscillation. Now, oscillation happens when the pendulum swings back and forth in a regular rhythm. The interesting thing is, the pendulum, the angle on which it swings, is affected by the length of the pendulum string. Now let's watch this video to understand what is a pendulum swing. Now that we have understood that the length of the string affects the angle in which the pendulum swings, let's move on to another beautiful piece of aesthetic, which is the pendulum wave. You'll notice that because of the different lengths of strings, the pendulums individually swings at a different angle and creating a wave effect. Let's watch this video to understand it. Now that we've understood what is pendulum swing and what is an oscillation, scientists have actually took this and invented a mechanism. This mechanism is called the oscillation mechanism. Let's watch another video to understand more about how this contraption actually works. If you have observed the video very carefully, you'll notice that the oscillation needle never passes the angle 50 on both sides. Now this is considered an oscillation because it is a regular rhythm at a certain angle and it never surpasses it. Now if you observe the video even more carefully, you realize that this mechanism uses a handle. Now this handle, when you rotate it, the rotary motion is converted into the oscillation motion at the scale needle. Now, if you have realized that, you will also realize for the handle to work, it uses another theory that we learned before. Now this theory is the kinematic chain. The handle is connected to the rest of the mechanism through a series of joints. Now who can tell me how many joints are there in this mechanism? In this image, as you see, they are highlighted in green. They work as a system to cause the needle to oscillate. Now, who can tell me what are some examples of where this mechanism is used in? If you say things like the outdoor swing, at the swimming pool, at the beach, you are right. Another object that uses this oscillation mechanism is the swing rocking chair, used for toddlers and babies. Now, let's move on to building. Go to building sheet. Download outdoor swing. Follow the steps to create your own outdoor swing. The steps in red are enhancements. You do not need to do them if you do not have the time. Now once again, before we start building, let's go through our 4 rules. Our first rule is always use the parts from your own kit. Our second rule is always count. Our third rule is colors do not matter unless they are pins. And our fourth rule is always be prepared for class. Now that we've gone through our rules, let's start building. Have you completed your models? Great if you have done so. Once again, upload a video of your models into Seesaw. We'll be voting for the best model award of this lesson. We come to the end of class. I hope you learned something new and I hope to see you again next lesson. Goodbye.